BYD shares fall on speculation of selling by Warren Buffett. Nothing is permanent, same as going with shares in BYD, the world's biggest EV maker. Plunged almost 12%. Is Warren Buffett selling? In 2008, a Berkshire Hathaway unit made its first investment in BYD, a battery and electric vehicle manufacturer. The Shenzhen-based business has established itself as a significant carmaker in the world's largest automotive market, selling over 130,000 pure electric passenger vehicles last year. This is far higher than startup electric car rivals like NIO, which delivered just over 43,700 vehicles last year. GM became the latest conventional manufacturer to speed its drive into electric vehicles in January, revealing a target to phase out all diesel and gasoline-powered cars, trucks, and SUV by 2035. This comes after the American automaker said in November that it will expand its expenditure on electric vehicle development by $7 billion. The revised amount of $27 billion in the proposal will go toward the global deployment of 30 new electric automobiles. BYD, the Chinese automaker backed by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, has surpassed Elon Musk's Tesla as the world's largest producer of electric vehicles by sales, indicating China's growing supremacy in the field. According to corporate documents, Shenzhen-based BYD sold 641,000 vehicles in the first 6 months of the year, a more than 300% increase over the same period last year. This compares to Tesla's 564,000 car sales in the second quarter, which it blamed on supply chain and sales difficulties in China following coronavirus lockdowns and travel restrictions. BYD Ascent highlights China's growing role in renewable energy, with size and cost advantages throughout most of the supply chain for electric cars, batteries, and wind and solar energy. The performance appears good, said Jeff Chum, a Citigroup auto analyst, citing BYD's sales rise. Many of BYD models are plug-in hybrids, which require a huge battery in addition to a traditional engine for longer travels, yet are classified as zero-emission vehicles in China. Then there's a downfall of BYD. BYD stock reached a record high of HK $333.42 in late June, owing to significant growth in electric car sales and Beijing's support for an industry that it believes would boost the economy and help China reduce pollution. This was a gain of more than 100% from a low in March, and a gain of about 11,000% since the company was initially listed in Hong Kong 20 years ago. Any substantial shift in ownership would occur at a critical juncture in BYD history. After outselling Elon Musk's Tesla in the first half of the year, the group, led by founder Wang Chuanfu, is planning an aggressive worldwide expansion. Wang has connected himself and the firm with President Xi Jinping's governmental aims to develop local high-tech production and supply chain independence. On Tuesday, Hong Kong shares of BYD Co. Limited had their worst day in 20 months after Citibank boosted its position of the Chinese EV firm's stock, sparking market speculation that Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway may have reduced its interest. Citibank's stake in BYD grew by 225 million shares to 388.61 million on July 11 from 163.4 million on July 8, according to HKX's Central Clearing and Settlement System reports on market intermediaries. According to Refinitiv statistics, the top shareholder, Berkshire Hathaway, owned 225 million shares, or around 20.5% of BYD by the end of 2021. The reason appears peculiar, even mysterious. Bloomberg reports that a 20.49% stake in the company has been registered on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange's Central Clearing and Settlement System. That is the value of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway stock. The synchronicity raised the possibility that Buffett was intending to sell. This has clearly scared investors. Berkshire Hathaway and BYD did not respond quickly to queries for comment on any sale or trading mechanism. The size is a good match with Warren Buffett's stake in BYD, a director at a regional brokerage said. Adding it fuels speculation Buffett might have cut his stake, with the shares sitting in the custodian bank. Berkshire Hathaway did not react quickly to a request for comment, while Citibank declined to comment. Reuters was unable to independently confirm rumors about Buffett's shareholding shift. Big investors are required to declare significant changes in their holdings, and there is currently no information on this, according to BYD in response to a Reuters request for comment on WeChat. BYD stock fell nearly 12% to HK $270.20. According to a recent media source, the business surpassed Tesla Inc. in worldwide electric car sales in the first half of 2021. The inclusion of BYD shares in the clearing system is not an absolute guarantee that they will be sold, but it is important. But it is still a major change since the stock must be in the system prior to any transaction being settled. Berkshire has little cause to suspect a BYD sale. Buffett's business has owned BYD stock for many years, having purchased its initial holding more than a decade ago. Buffett has made money from this stake. Over the last 5 years, stocks have averaged a 41% annual return. Over the same time period, the S&P 500 has returned around 11.5% each year on average. The success of electric vehicles is heavily reliant on them. BYD is the world's leading seller of new energy cars, which include battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids in China. China is the world's largest vehicle market and the world's largest EV market. In June, NEV sales accounted for nearly 26% of all passenger car sales in China. This month, BYD sold around 134,000 NEV. Hybrids account for around half of BYD NEV sales. Tesla is the company with the most battery electric automobiles sold worldwide. Over the last 5 years, Tesla stock has returned around 61% every year on average. Tesla, which solely offers electric vehicles, sold around 565,000 automobiles in the first half of 2022. BYD sold over 324,000 similar cars. Despite the decline on Tuesday, BYD stock is up around 1% this year. That is considerably superior to the majority of automobile stocks. Warren Buffett cutting BYD's stake. The stock of BYD is up for the year. However, BYD fell considerably below a purchase mark on July 12 following allegations that Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, BRKB, was selling some of his long-held interests. There was no confirmation of any transaction or proposed transaction. Which is the safer bet? Let's compare Tesla to BYD and Tesla stock to BYD shares. Tesla vs. BYD sales. On July 2, Tesla reported Q2 deliveries of 254,695, slightly lower than expectations of around 256,000. This was down roughly 18% from the previous quarter's high of 310,048, but up 26.5% from Q2 2021. Tesla manufactured 258,580 vehicles in the second quarter, compared to 305,407 the first. According to Tesla, June was a record-breaking month for production. The decreases can be attributed to Shanghai lockdowns. Tesla Shanghai was closed for the most of April, and manufacturing was constrained until early June. The EV behemoth mainly avoided lockdown issues, thanks to its in-house battery and chip operations. In June, 133,762 passenger NEV were sold, together with 69,544 EV and 64,218 PHEVs. So BYD didn't just overtake Tesla. It raced past the US giant by just over 100,000 vehicles, seizing the EV crown. Of course, Tesla still leads in all electric vehicles, but BYD passenger EV sales did swell to 180,296 in Q2, significantly narrowing the gap. That's all we got for you today. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked and found today's video fascinating, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be up to date with the most exciting things as soon as it's released. Thank you for your time. See you in another video shortly.